In the teaching that I was doing today, there was a particular student who finished off a lot of the classwork for homework, even though I had said to him in the previous lesson, it's okay to do that, but make sure you have enough work to carry on with in the next lesson. Anyway, so we didn't do that. So when I was sort of looking at everyone's work, he was doing something from another subject, and then he said, "Oh, I finished. I'm like, well, let me have a look." So then I had a look and pointed out a few things that I wanted changed, and that he could elaborate on and develop to make it a stronger piece. So he starts off doing that, and then next time I come around, again, he's doing some other work. So then we have a look at the new work that he'd been doing, and I give him some more feedback. And then by the end of the lesson, I took him aside and said, "Look, I'm not particularly impressed that you've used this time to do other classwork. It is currently time to do your work for this subject. Although I'm really impressed in the work that you have done. You used some great language and things like that." I wanted to let him know that I was trying to set the boundary, saying this is not appropriate, particularly when you're in my classroom. But what you've X, Y, and Z that you've done is really good, and I'm really impressed. And then reflecting on it later, using the word using the word not impressed is not necessarily a good or a bad thing, but I was talking to my supervisor later on about that particular comment. We were talking about how what you're trying to do when you have that kind of conversation with a student is set the boundaries of what is and isn't okay, and also to let them, if they're doing that kind of thing, they could be trying to tell you something. So, for example, he may have been trying to tell me, "Don't quite understand what you're asking me to do, so I'm just going to do something else." So, and then by using the term "not impressed," it's almost like you should, for shame kind of thing. Although I think I worked well enough on my tone and on my personability for that not to be the message that came across. But it was an interesting thing to talk about. Something that I've never done at uni is discuss on how to give feedback that isn't necessarily positive, but still support the student and try to tap into what they're actually thinking and what they're actually asking you. Because, teenage boys aren't necessarily going to tell you all their feelings. So it was quite interesting to talk about that.